Hey, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, citation, and blessings to the elect who firmly believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Now, the title of this lesson is going to be Salvation is Nearer Than When We Believe, right? Salvation meaning, the deliverance, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, coming with the fleet of the chariots, with the holy angels, beaming up his elect, who are left. You know what I'm saying? And like the scriptures say, for the dead in Yahweh shall rise first. And they already going to be on them chariots. You know what I'm saying? So, well, we got to understand that the prophecies that's been prophesied thousands of years ago are actually happening at this current moment, and is about to happen. You know what I'm saying? And once you're in tune with the spirit, and once you really know how these prophecies come to pass, and how they work, it brings joy. It brings joy. It brings a more sober attitude. As each day goes forward. Which is a blessing. To see. For the first scripture I have here is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. It says, "And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed." That's right, salvation is nearer than when we believe. And since we have that understanding, it's high time to awake out of sleep. And that's why we're out there on the highways and byways, rebuking, reproving with all long suffering, telling the tribes, telling the Israelites that you are God's chosen people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. We're telling you that the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast in which the Bible speaks of, that America is Babylon the Great, that Esau is the so-called white man according to the Holy Scriptures, the nation of Edom, and they're going to be destroyed, you know, and they're going to be hauled off into captivity in kingdom come. That's all a part of the gospel in which we teach to get our people to wake up to. But they have Stockholm syndrome, right? Verse 12, "The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light." And that's what we do through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We cast off the works of darkness. What's the works of darkness? That which allude to the flesh, right? Okay, Galatians 5 and 16. It says, now the 5 and 19. "Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft," which is prevalent, in today's time. A lot of these women are using it for a sense of control. A lot of people tap into it as a form of power, and attempting to conjure up money, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies. You got people speaking heresies when it comes to this Bible. You got a lot of people attempting to learn the Bibles, but they're learning it in the wrong vibration, promoting heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Heavenly Father. So if you carry on these works of darkness, you will not be accepted in the kingdom of heaven. You will just not be accepted in the kingdom of heaven through the spirit of power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Right? So it says, "The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let's put on the armor of light." And what's the armor of light? Well, let's go back. The light, the works of the light, is synonymous with the spirit. Galatians 5 and 16. "This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would." And that be the balance, the fight, the battle, in which we got to battle within ourselves. There's some days where you may fall into the lust of the flesh, but we got to understand that a just man falleth 7 times and get back up again, to where we fall and walk into the spirit. It says, jumping to verse 22, it says, "But the fruit of the spirit is love." What is love? Keeping the commandments. Feet in a flock. That's love, according to the Holy Scriptures. Joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith. What is faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And what do we hope for? The kingdom. Meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are Hamashiachs have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. But you got a lot of people who desire vainglory. They want the attention of the general public. And if that's your mentality, the Lord will allow you to have it. Because what does He say? You have received your consolation, right? Consolation. You receive your consolation if that's what you're looking for. Let me see. Not that one. Well, we'll utilize verse 24. It says, "But woe unto you," Luke 6:24. "But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation." And you can also fold that to individuals who want to be known, right? Want the attention, want to be worshipped, want to be honored amongst men. Okay, the Lord can allow you to receive that, but you ain't going to receive it in the kingdom. That's for sure. You are not going to receive it in the kingdom. So it's all about putting on the armor of light, which is the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. Because what are all those distractions? These are all distractions. But put ye on the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. And that's important. And that's important. It's like the scriptures say, we got to tend upon the Lord without distraction. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 35. "And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction." So we got to attend upon the Lord without distraction, because what? We're on track, right? We're on track. We're serving the Lord, putting up prayers. You're doing your shows. You out there on the highways and byways. You're on track. But now, what happens to you to get off track? What happens to you to get this? This means to take away from, right? So when you get distracted, that could come in the form of Federal Reserve notes. That could come in the form of a woman. That could come in the form of pleasures. Now, if you're not rooted in His truth, those particular tangibles can cause you to be distracted. It can cause you to be distracted. Hell, the Lord could bless me with $5 million. I will be in this truth, because I'm rooted. I know what this society is coming to, and I know what's to come after, and that glory is far much more greater than what we can ever behold in this cesspool of a kingdom, So, you want to deal with everything in balance, and the scriptures talk about that. Being temperate in all things. We want to be temperate in all things, man. Let me see. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. It says, "Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain." That's right. So how do you run? By by eating the roll and teaching it. Putting your hand to the plow. Being instant in season and out of season. Taking no breaks. So run that you may obtain. What are we going to obtain? The kingdom, salvation, that penny. And everyone that's striving for the mastery is temperate in all things. Meaning what? Discipline. It's okay to have some money. It's okay to have a woman. It's okay to, have a drink, But you want to be disciplined in all things. Like you don't want to be consumed too much with the truth, because too much honey, is bad for you. It can cause you to regurgitate everything. Throw it up. And that's where a lot of people, went wrong. They found themselves being over righteous. They found themselves being over righteous, and then they ended up falling out of the truth. You got to be balanced in this thing. One brother's balance is completely different to another brother's balance. You got to make sure what you do works for you in righteousness. It says, now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. That's right. Well, your current athletes, they're temperate in all things to obtain a corruptible crown, which may be a belt, a WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF, a Ring Magazine belt when it comes to boxing, or it could be the Heisman Trophy, Super Bowl, the NBA championships, the World Cup. When it comes to these athletes, they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, which essentially means nothing. It means nothing, because once America gets destroyed, guess what? That shit's getting destroyed right alongside with it. You can't buy your way into the kingdom with that. It says, but we an incorruptible. We're doing it for an incorruptible crown, something that cannot be taken from us. We're storing up treasures in heaven where moth and rust doth not corrupt. And where thieves cannot break through and steal. Verse 26, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. That's right. Because you don't want to be found out to be a hypocrite when it comes to this truth. We want to make sure we're under the rule of the Holy Scriptures. We want to make sure we're under the rule of the things in which we say. That's what this truth is about. Because the Lord is, he's searching Jerusalem with candles, man. The Lord is searching Jerusalem with candles. Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leads. That's right, those who are comfortable. The Lord got the flashlight, man. The Lord is checking out brothers, seeing if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Who's comfortable? As soon as you get comfortable, that's when they come for you. That's when the Lord comes for you. So it's about being balanced. Don't be comfortable. That say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. That's right. The Lord is just. The Lord does what needs to be done. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So that's why it's important to remain focused. That's why it's important to remain diligent. Because in that comes salvation. You can never fall once you're diligent. You can never fall once you're diligent. 1 Corinthians 1 and 10, is that it? Calling and election. Second Peter chapter 1 verse 10, it says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. That's right, and that's what it's about. Being diligent and being studious and doing the work. Because once you occupied in prophecy, there's not going to be room for anything else, because you occupied. You occupied in the word. It's taking up your business. Like the scriptures say, what is that? Let me see. It's Sirach. Let me see. Sirach 38. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 38. Sirach chapter 38 verse 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. That's right. So if you're not distracted, by anything else, you're going to be occupied in prophecy. You're going to be occupied in this work. You're going to be occupied with this truth. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth in the gold, that driveth oxen, and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks? He giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give the kind fodder. That's right. So if you out here running multiple businesses, and you're checking out the numbers, you're following up with employees, you checking emails, how you gonna make time for this truth? because it takes time to actually learn this truth, be built up in this truth, as well as teach this truth. You know, us brothers, for the most part, we've been a part of this truth for years. You know what I'm saying? So like the word is in us. You know, so if a brother may happen to have a business, running a business, it'll be a little bit more manageable because the information is there. We obtain majority of the information because it's years in. But if you find yourself coming into this truth, learning, all the knowledge, learning the breakdowns, having the spirit be able to flow to where, you're able to teach, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, you know, if you have a business, if you have an outside business or you're starting up a business, it'll be hard to, pretty much manage, so that's why, it's important, coming into this thing, growing in this truth, you must have little business. Hey, when I came into this truth, I was unemployed for about what, 2 or 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't have much to do, so I grew pretty fast, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, as brothers were telling me, So, I pretty much wanted to flow in the spirit with this one. Lord willing, I've been edifying. Salvation is nearer than what we would believe. So we just got to keep focused, keep our head on the swivel, be circumspect, and pray for fewer days. May the Lord have mercy upon us and beam us up in that day, right? For us to receive salvation. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.